Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm showing you my Kindle TBR.
Before I jump into my TBR, I do want to quickly show you my February teas. Naturally, the box got delivered after I finished filming. So the first tea that I have this month is a double spice chai by Stash Tea. I already know that I love this one. It's one of my favorite teas by Stash and the flavor is very strong, which I love in a chai. The next one I'm a little worried about. It's Forever Nuts by David's Tea. I don't really drink a lot of nut flavored teas, but this one might be good. It has almonds, sweet apples, and cinnamon bark, so hopefully that's something I enjoy. I'm actually really excited to try this one because it's something different. This next one is Apricot Sunrise by Ahmad Tea. I've had this brand before. I had the passion fruit. I didn't think the passion fruit flavor was very strong, so I'm a little nervous because I also just don't like apricot. And this last tea is called Discover Joy by Tea Motions. It's a lemon vanilla green tea, so I think that flavor combination will be interesting, but hopefully it's one that I like.
Part of the reason that I'm posting this video is solely for my own accountability. If my Kindle's not in plain sight, I tend to forget that I have one, therefore forgetting that I pay for Kindle Unlimited, which is a service that I do enjoy a lot. I just have so many physical books that I want to get to that I kind of read about the ebooks that I have. If you're not familiar with Kindle Unlimited, it is a subscription service where you pay approximately $10 a month and you can borrow from this Kindle Unlimited library as much or as little as you want. You can borrow up to 10 books at a time, and when you're done, you simply return them and can borrow something else. I think it's really cool. If you're into e-readers, it might be something that you're interested in, but let's get into my TBR. So first we're going to start with the books that I have on my Kindle that are not a part of Kindle Unlimited. There's only 2 of them right now, so those shouldn't be too hard to get to. The first one is The Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. I'm not 100% sure what this is about, but it was a new release by Talia Hibbert, who is a romance author that I actually like, and it was on sale for 99 cents, so I bought it. The other one is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. If I remember correctly, this is a sort of retelling where essentially it's what if Jasmine ended up with Jafar, which is an interesting concept. I've seen 2 of my favorite booktubers talk about it, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna like it though. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. So now on to the books that I currently have borrowed from Kindle Unlimited. The first one is The Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder by Joanna Fluke. This is a cozy mystery series that I've always been interested in, but the first one recently became available on Kindle Unlimited. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it because there are a lot of books in this series, and I think the first one is pretty old. And even though they're probably not necessary to read in chronological order, my OCD brain won't allow me not to, so I'm gonna see how it is. The next book is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I am very interested to read this book. One of the reasons that I haven't read it yet is because I want to finish reading the Grishaverse. So in March, I'll be reading King of Scars, and at the end of March, I'll be reading Rule of Wolves when it comes out. I think I just want to be able to separate that series from this book and not unconsciously try to connect the two. So even though I don't plan on reading it right away, I did borrow it as soon as I saw it. I am a huge fan of her work. I really do enjoy the Grishaverse. So I'm really interested to see how this book is and how she's grown as a writer. But I was also really surprised that it was on Kindle Unlimited, so I decided to snatch it up when I had the chance. The next book is called The Risk. I'm not sure of the author's name at the moment, but if I remember correctly, I watched this on a recommendations video by Mina over at Mina Reads, and it's about a serial killer who is dating an FBI agent. He is hunting her, but doesn't know that she is the killer he's looking for. That just sounds super interesting to me. I think the concept is going to be really interesting. It is the first in a series. It's called the Mindfuck series. As I'm nearing the end of my rewatch of Criminal Minds, I just think that I'll really enjoy this series, so I'm very, very interested to see how this goes. Next is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I borrowed this a little while ago. I've heard mixed reviews about this book, so I don't really know what it's about. Surprise, surprise, I didn't read the synopsis, but I do kind of just want to form my own opinions on it and go into it a little bit blind. I know that it was really popular when it came out, so I kind of just want to see if it's something that I can use as a template for other romance books. The next book is The Awakening by Ben Berwick. Ben is a friend of mine. He has a YouTube channel and a blog. We met when I was blogging back on WordPress back in 2015, and we keep in touch on Twitter. So when I saw that he was releasing a book, of course I had to get it, especially when I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited. It is sci-fi, so I'm a little nervous to read it because I'm very new to sci-fi. Aside from The Hunger Games and Illuminae, which I only read a couple years ago, I'm just not sure if sci-fi is going to be a genre that I like, so I'm interested to see how I feel about it. And I'll be sure to leave Ben's WordPress and YouTube down in the description. The next book is The Beekeeper's Promise. I read The Dressmaker's Gift by Fiona Valpy last year, and I really enjoyed it. It was a historical fiction set in World War II. I'm not 100% sure when this one takes place, but I think that I'm going to like it because it seems to have the same sort of concept as the previous book that I read, so hopefully that one's a good one too. Next is Born Darkly. I think I got this off of recommendation of another booktuber. I can't remember who though. But in this one, I'm pretty sure there's another serial killer, but it's about his therapy sessions, and I think he ends up falling in love with his therapist. They end up falling for each other. Again, sounds interesting. I didn't realize that I was one of those people that really like serial killers. Well, I do like a lot of true crime, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I think it'll be good. This is a duology, I believe, so the second book is also available on Kindle Unlimited, and I'll just switch them out when it's time for me to read the second one. Next is Daughters of Henry. I don't really know what this book is about, though I've heard it is good. I just really like the cover, plus I love discovering more Black authors in the world of fantasy and sci-fi and anything aside from trauma, because apparently a lot of people think that our stories only exist in the realm of drama. So I'm really excited about this. I have seen that the second one is either coming out or has come out recently. The cover of that one also looks really good, so I'm really excited to jump into this series. Next is Murder by the Book. This is another cozy mystery, I think. I don't know, it just looks cute. It's just like one of those books that you see everywhere and there's a little cat on the cover and you're like, why do all these books have cats on them? I'm just really curious about it. I think I have another cozy mystery somewhere on my shelves too that I bought on a whim. Hopefully I like them. These are books that I've always wanted to get to, but I just never have. Hopefully it's a good genre that I will continue to read in the future. The next book is The Gender Game. So I believe this is the first in a series, and I don't 100% remember the synopsis. It takes place in a world that is very boys versus girls, but also is similar to The Hunger Games, I believe. I think it was because I read The Hunger Games on my Kindle the first time that this book came up as a suggestion, and I've had it for a very long time, and I don't know what stopped me from actually reading it, but it is something that I need to get to hopefully soon. And I think it'll be a very interesting concept. I'm just not sure how the execution of it will be. So those are all the books that I have on my Kindle currently. I hope to do a sort of check-in in a couple of months to see how much progress I have made. But let me know if you have Kindle Unlimited or if you have questions about it and it's something that you might be interested in. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.